From LALATE News headquarters in Santa Monica, this is Mornings LALATE.
It's a major breaking, developing details here on Early Mornings LALATE. Your fourth stimulus check is getting closer to the finish line. In this fourth stimulus check update of 2021, I'm going to show you how that finish line is less than 60 days away. Yes, monthly stimulus checks are less than 60 days away, and the excitement is brewing. But I also got shocking developing details that came everywhere yesterday for stimulus. The CDC eviction moratorium ruled unlawful. The Social Security Administration saying file a tax return right away to get a stimulus check. The shocking development as one state says we're stopping FPUC right away. Another shocking developing detail as the Labor Department orders states to return to you unemployment benefits that you were not in hand receiving. What's going on? I have all the incredible great details across the board. There's a lot of money coming to you, and you know how we do it on this channel. I get you the money, and you subscribe. I can't believe I said that. The toast is toasted, the butter is buttering. I'm here, you're here. I'm really excited you join me on an early morning's broadcast with a lot of breaking details and a lot of breaking news. Let's get to it. Let's get to all the details starting right now. Good morning, everybody. How are you? It's early morning to LA, and wow, in less than 60 days from now, we could see the start of monthly stimulus checks. The countdown is underway. The reoccurring monthly stimulus checks start in July, and Leader Schumer and Speaker Pelosi confirmed the vote will be no later than July 4th. So we are approaching just 60 days away from seeing those monthly stimulus checks. Wow, wow, wow. If you've not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. Also like this video, and if you've not become a member, consider becoming a member. In this recording, we're going over those stimulus checks, then we're going to go over the breaking, developing details that just left people speechless, including myself yesterday. Oh, boy. Let's get to the details right now. The stimulus checks were about 60 days away for those monthly stimulus checks. The House members proposed you to have stimulus checks of $2,000 for the first month and $1,000 thereafter. They wrote the bill for it. $2,000 for the first month and $1,000 every recurring monthly for the rest of the pandemic and then a year thereafter. So let's compare the two plans and see how they differ. First, who gets these stimulus checks? If you got the third one, you get the fourth one. $75,000 or less, you get it. Household 4 or less, you get it. SSI, SSDI, Social Security or railroad benefits, you get it. Married couple, double the check amount I'm about to show you. Household 4 or less, quadruple the check amount. And so how much is the amount? Well, let's first look at the number of checks. You just saw that House bill. That would be the remainder of the pandemic, a month, every check every month for the remainder of the pandemic, and then a check every month thereafter for a year. The senators, however, want the stimulus checks to continue to December. How do the amount of the checks differ? The House are more progressives. The senators are more moderates. But the House members propose $2,000 for the first month, $1,000 thereafter. And then the senators propose a amount unknown, but word on the street is it's this. $2,000 the first month for 6 months, which would be $12,000, or $1,400 a month for 6 months, which would be $8,400. That's word on the street, either $2,000 a month or $1,400 a month. Is this income? It is not income. Is it a taxable event? It is not a taxable event. Does it disqualify me from benefits? It does not disqualify you from benefits. How quickly would we get the money? 2 months from now, month from now, 2 months from now. And you would get a check every month thereafter is what I was trying to say. So you get the month of July in the month of July, the month of August in the month of August, and continuing thereafter. These are all the representations of these congressional leaders. They say the vote will be in July, and away we go. That is for stimulus. More about that later in this recording. But boy, I mean, I've been around a while with you now, like about a year and a few days, and I just never seen a day like yesterday that had just shocking stimulus, breaking news left and right. The first one would have shocked some people, but I had warned you it may be coming. What was the first breaking development news yesterday? That one was that a federal court ruled the CDC eviction moratorium is unlawful. The CDC eviction moratorium, which has been in place since the Trump administration, was ruled unlawful by U.S. District Court for District of Columbia in a major ruling yesterday. This means that now people remain uncertain whether the eviction moratorium is protecting them elsewhere across the country going forward. Will other jurisdictions across the country do the same? The White House is trying to scramble to deal with the situation, stating we recognize the importance of the eviction moratorium for the American people who have fallen behind on the rent. And so clearly it's been a huge benefit. That was developing detail number two. Developing detail number one. Developing detail number two was yesterday we learned from the CDC that they now warn that May could see a resurgence of the virus because of the B117 variant strain. This is the London strain, and Dr. Walensky on Monday said they are believing that there could be a resurgence of the strain across the country and new COVID cases as well. And then this shocking developing detail. This one really came out of nowhere. I did not see this coming whatsoever. This one shocked me. And what is it? That several Republican governor-led states may quickly end FPUC. FPUC is not expected to end until September. And I've been talking about the push to get it under forced stimulus. But guess what? If you're in a state, your state has to apply for the FPUC. So what's going on here? Montana's Republican governor, Greg Gianforte, has announced that he is ending FPUC. And he's ending it 2 months early. He wants people to stop getting it. And the report now suggests that a series of other states beyond Montana that are Republican-led could be doing the same. Boy, it's just shocking. And I wasn't even shocked enough there. Then another breaking developing detail. That breaking news that hit late yesterday was that the Labor Department is ordering states to return you money. What is this money? Some states had overpaid unemployment recipients. And then they reached out to the unemployment recipients and said, we overpaid you, return us some of the money. The Labor Department, in a memo late Wednesday, said that states had no right to do that and must refund back that money to the unemployed people that the states had ordered them to pay them back. It may take some time, up to a year, for the states to process such refunds, and states are encouraged to contact the department for technical assistance, said the agency, Department of Labor, in a statement yesterday. In many cases, individuals receive payments for which they may not have been eligible through no fault of their own, says Principal Director, Assistant Director of Unemployment Training, Susan Levine. The guidance issued today by the Department of Labor will help these states address the important issue, providing them with great flexibility for recovery of important payments from honest workers who continue to struggle in direction and handling crisis where fraud cases exist. Basically, people who were overpaid to no fault of their own were ordered to repay back money, and they didn't have the money. Department of Labor said, no, that was wrong. The only problem with this is you may have to wait over a year. Now, that was among the shocking developments, and we weren't even done there. Also yesterday, a new report came out that said over 59% of Americans do not support the corporate tax raise for fourth stimulus. And this is less than 24 hours from when Representative Neal, head of Ways and Means Committee, said he does not support the fourth stimulus pay for or the fifth stimulus pay for. Fifth stimulus pay for is capital gains and personal tax rate. And here's the problem with that one. The fifth stimulus does not hold the president's promise. He said he would not tax you at a higher rate if you make less than $400,000 as a person. Well, guess what? He's mincing his words now. or parsing his words, because as to married couples, which is two people, it's two people. It's not, it's not Utah where it's five people. It's two people. Then what is he doing? He's saying in the case of two people, it's not 800,000, it's 600,000. Oh no, you're not keeping your promise. Now, here's what you need to know is that as we go into Thursday, we're waiting for the new jobless numbers to be released Thursday morning. Those new jobless numbers were released last week, and they helped stimulus. They helped stimulus to the finish line. Why? Because the unemployment numbers last week showed us growing in new unemployment claims. This was last week. We came in at 553 last Thursday. The prior week was 547. This is even as California start to open in June and New York in July. So we're watching to see that number because this would give more support for stimulus, but we're also waiting for Friday. Friday is the new jobs number released every month. The anticipation of the Wall Street estimate is 1 million jobs were created in the month of April, and that we're going to learn that this Friday. That's fine. That also supports stimulus. Why? It supports your forced stimulus because there's 8 million jobs missing, and it takes 8 months to restore people at 1 million jobs restored a month. 8 and 1 into 8 is 8. So that means we're not going to be restored before they call this to a vote. So when would they call this to a vote? How would they get it to a vote? And what else is at play for the forced stimulus package? What needs to be added in there? And how does it work? Let me go over all those details right now. Forced stimulus has two possible paths for adding that money. The House members can add the fourth stimulus checks, those monthly stimulus checks, when they start part 2 of the process. Remember, part 1 is a recon bill where they agree to do a recon, House votes, Senate votes, and then off to the president. But on step 2, they go back and they write the substantive bill. The House starts by writing the substantive bill. If the House members, which are over 100 of them, agree to put the provision in at their level, then you would see the Jalapal, if I'm not pronouncing that right, provision added, which is $2,000 the first month, $1,000 a month thereafter for the remainder of the pandemic, and then 1 year then after. That's a lot of money. If they put that money in there, then when it gets to the Senate, the senators can modify the amount. And if they modify the amount of the number of checks, then that would go back to the House, and the House could modify it again. Ultimately, these parties usually agree upon stuff together because they're from the same party. But here's what you need to know when comparing the numbers. Do you prefer the Senate plan or the House plan? Drop in the comments right now. Do you prefer the Senate plan or the House plan? Word on the street is $2,000 a month over 6 months for the Senate plan. So let's look at that. That means you would get $12,000 in just 6 months. But if we're looking at the House plan and there's 4 more months of the pandemic, that would be 16 months or $16,000 or $17,000, but it would take you 16 months to get $17,000, not 6 months. So a lot of you is rather get the money faster rather than later. And ultimately, the speed issue is really at play. Every month that they don't get it done, it costs you a stimulus check. You don't want the economic rebounding to occur before they vote on this, and you don't want the jobs restored as well. But ultimately, the big surprise will come during that vote-a-rama. That's that 2-day event that happens in the Senate in which they decide what they want to put into the fourth stimulus package, those senators. Now, here's a series of items that are not currently in the fourth stimulus package that you, Purple Power, may want to push to put in there. All the unemployment, all the rent, and all the business stuff set to expire. You want to push Purple Power to get it included. First, FPUC, PUA, PEUC, all set to expire. Push Purple Power to get it included. Next, all the business assistance about to expire. PPP has now run out of money. If you saw that early in this video, it is now gone. It has run out of money, and it just shocks people. In fact, I don't think anyone thought it was going to run out of money. The president just signed an executive order no less than 2 weeks ago to extend the PPP program. And yesterday, VP Harris met with JP Morgan's Chase, Jamie Dimon, and Bank of America CEO Brian Moynihan to talk about doing more PPP programs. Well, for their consumers, well, there's no more money. So it may have been a surprise to even her. An important part of the solution moving forward is that the NEO is going to be working with JP Morgan, working with B of A, said a White House official. They're just going to be huge players in the PPP in terms of delivering those goals just precisely because of the scale they're bringing. But it's out of money. So this is just very peculiar. EIDL grant set to go away, Shutter Venue grant, restaurant grant, all set to go away. And then in addition to the eviction moratorium, which is set to go away or unlawful already, and the mortgage forbearance, then the rent, utilities, mortgage assistance also set to go away. Push Purple Power if you want it in the fourth stimulus. Add it in there and add it quickly because it's needed. Coming up in 60 seconds from now, I'll be going over what else is happening in fourth stimulus and what is happening in the fifth stimulus, that SSI reform. I have all the incredible great news for you. Stay with me. I'll be back in 60 seconds. But here's a little bit about the community page that can help you get that money for rent and utilities right now. See you in a second. If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities. That's at news.la.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. Their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. Volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join LALATE Daily for the excitement of the new LALATE live daily. The excitement starts on Mornings LALATE at 9 a.m. Home LALATE returns at 11 a.m. daily. And then afternoons LALATE at 1 p.m. Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica on LALATE. And the excitement continues in just a little bit as we return with Mornings LALATE. I look forward to seeing you on that live broadcast. You've been bringing the big numbers lately on Mornings LALATE, so I look forward to seeing you. And then Noontime LALATE has been kicking it out of the ballpark. That's 2 hours after that. I'm loving all the love you've been showing for Noontime LALATE. That's our irreverent update about your financial news and also your stimulus. And then we go into Afternoons LALATE, the Q&A show. It's followed thereafter with the Afternoons LALATE tape show, which I don't know. You've been disappearing from that one lately. I don't know where you've been. Evenings LALATE has been knocking out of the ballpark, however. So I don't know where everyone is for the Afternoons LALATE first show. And then we go into late night at 10 p.m. It's never ever clear to me why suddenly one show everyone's swarming to, and then 2 days later they're not, and they're swarming to another show. I'm just always confused. Yeah, maybe Sir Lloyd can tell me why. If you've not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. Also, like this video. And if you've not become a member, consider becoming a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, Calcino VIP. If you're new to this channel, this is LALATE, the most comprehensive financial news channel there is, reporting 24/7, and the only channel of its kind that does that. With that, with the toast and the butter of butter, and I'm here, you're here, let's get to the big money for fifth stimulus. Great news across the board. So fifth stimulus got sort of a laugh this week, as a press secretary didn't even know what's in there. During one of her press briefings, she was asked, why is this thing not in there? And she said, well, and she gave sort of an unresponsive answer. Ironically, it is in there. So let's go over what is the biggest topic of discussion of what's in there is that incredible SSI, SSDI, Social Security Railroad Benefits reform. That comes from the Democrats who are going to add it in by recon. This is much like the fourth stimulus. As fourth stimulus is less than 2 months away going out the door, fifth stimulus would be this September, and they would get this done by October-ish, November. What are the items? They're going to increase your benefits, remove the asset limit, Add in an inflationary benchmark, then remove the income exclusion, remove the marriage penalty. Let me explain what that is and keep it easy breezy. First, who would get this money? You would. So if you are on SSI, SSDI, Social Security, railroad benefits, veterans benefits, Social Security survivor benefits, or anything like that, you would get this. Second, what would they do? They would raise your benefits up to a new number. This would be your new number. Away we go. Next, they would tie you to inflation. Well, not tie you, tie your benefits. And I don't mean tie you up either. Link your benefits to inflation. So as inflation goes up, your benefits would be reassessed every year and they would increase as well. Credible, great news. Then they would remove the asset cap, which says that you can't keep more than $3,000 on hand for some of you. It's a 1984 law. My goodness, that's old. Then they would remove a 1962 law from the books that says you can't work. If you want to work, you can. You don't have to work. So that would allow you to bring home $1,000, $2,000 a month, $12,000, $24,000, and still stay on benefits. Incredible, great news across the board. So when would this happen? I think you would see the benefits hit around November-ish, and away we go. Viewers have asked, would it disqualify me from something else? No, it would not disqualify you from Medicare or Medicaid or SNAP. They're not going to help you with one thing and hurt you from another. And this is fifth stimulus. Fifth stimulus has a lot of other items in there, and those other items are detailed to members of this channel with PDFs every day from me to you that details item after item. For the purposes of non-family members, single people or seniors or single workers, there's a lot of money in the fifth stimulus for you as well. They want to make the earned income tax credit permanent. I think it should be higher. They want to give you paid sick leave if you have to stay home. They want to reduce your premiums across the board. And there's a lot of other stuff that is really great stuff across the board that is not just for children. I know it's called the American Family Plan, but there's a lot of stuff in there that is not for family. All right, so let's go over something. I haven't done this in a few days. Some of the confusion and the questions that people are hearing because they're seeing them from YouTubers that are just lying through their teeth. And they're coming here and they're asking me, what about that thing I heard we're getting? So first, is there a stimulus check being delivered in the month of May or June? No, there is not. Now, there is stimulus money that's available for you to get right now. And I've been detailing that over the channel the last few days. It's rent, it's eviction, it's rent, it's utilities, it's mortgage assistance. That's for everyone. Then there's the business grants for the business people. Then there is the unemployment refund money for the unemployment credit refund. I'm going over that in a second. And then the money for the parents of the children, that's coming. That fix-it is right now. Next, people have been asking me, when am I getting $200 of SSI and SSDI? I heard that's coming. I heard it's coming around. No, it's not. It's not. It has literally not been mentioned by any elected official in nearly, I would say it's almost 6 months now. So if anyone tells you there's an update of the $200 of SSI and SSDI, there is no update. They're citing something from 2020, from last year, and trying to make it look like a new story. And I've seen the YouTubers do it. There is no update about it. And my frankness of view is that you're getting this incredible SSI reform in the fifth stimulus, and then you're getting all these stimulus checks of $12,000, $24,000. So why would you come around and ask about? I mean, what is this? 5-6 more months? Why would you ask for $1,200 on top of that? You're getting all this incredible money for reoccurring stimulus checks and all this SSI reform. This dwarfs that amount of money. So it almost looks like we're getting off the focus and focusing on something that no one's talking about that's this small when everyone's talking about something that's this big for you. So focus on the big thing that people want to give you. Next, people have been asking, when am I getting that automatic refund of my unemployment benefits? Oh, boy. I'm exhausted just saying that. When am I getting my refund of my unemployment benefits? There's one YouTuber who even has in his videos the claim that you're getting $10,200 paid back to you from IRS. I mean, it's just so wrong. It's ridiculously wrong. I don't know if the person doesn't understand it or doesn't understand it and is just trying to, sell you snake oil. But I have people in the comments saying, when am I getting my refund of unemployment benefits? No one is getting $10,200. And no one is getting refund of unemployment benefits. I don't know why people suddenly thought this was the law. It was never the law. The law says you're getting the refund of taxes you paid on the unemployment benefits. So let's say you had $9,000 in unemployment last year income, and you paid federal taxes. Your entire tax bill was $8,000. You paid federal taxes of $8,000, of which $1,000 of it was for the taxes on the unemployment. You're getting $1,000 back. You're not getting the unemployment you already got again. It's just so weird. You're not getting a refund. You're not getting unemployment back in your pocket again. And you're not getting all your taxes that you paid to the federal government refunded to you as well. And if you didn't do anything, if you haven't filed a tax return, guess what? You're getting nothing. People have been dropping in the comments, and I think they're coming from other channels, that they never filed a return and they're expecting a refund of money from their state. First of all, this is not the state, this is the federal government. Second, you need to file a tax return. So if you did file a tax return and you already paid taxes on that money, they're returning the taxes that you paid on that unemployment benefits. That's stage one, the group number one. Group number two, you haven't filed a tax return, but you took out for federal benefits every week, for federal taxes every week when you got your unemployment benefits in 2020. You have to file a tax return and request that money back to you. Finally, if you never took out for taxes when you got your unemployment benefits and you haven't filed a tax return, there's nothing for you to worry about because you're not getting anything back. You're going to file a tax return in which you're not going to pay taxes on the first $10,200 of your unemployment benefits. So there you go. Yeah, it's so confusing. And that's what happens when bad YouTubers just make things really confusing. And the last one, which I think is going to be the real aha, oh my God, the epiphany moment as July comes in. I can just fully predict as we sit here now in May that there's going to be an epiphany moment in July. It's not going to be about the stimulus check. It's going to be about the children. They're going to be people in July, and they're going to go to July 31st, and they'll be like, I haven't gotten any money for my child. What's going on? I'm owed money for my child. He's 5 years old, and I'm owed $300 a month starting the month of July every month. That's the law. I haven't gotten any. And then my question will be, did you file a tax return? No, I don't have to. Yeah, you do. So this is the problem. There's two situations where you gotta file the tax return. First, the rule says that you will get this money for the child if off the last tax return you made less than $75,000 and you list the child as a dependent. Well, if those two things didn't happen, then you ain't going to get money. So there's actually three scenarios that I've identified in which you have to file a tax return. One, you're not filing any tax returns anytime in the last couple of years. So they don't know how much money you have and they don't know you have a child. You got to file that tax return. Number two, you are filing tax returns, but you're not listing the child. Maybe because the child was newly born or something happened. So you need to get that tax return on file. And number three, if your last tax return on file was a 2019 tax return, and it listed your income, let me use this as a really easy example. Listed your income as $120,000, but your 2020 return, which you have not yet filed, your income is $40,000. Well, guess what? They're not going to issue you any money for your child because you're out of the threshold. You're not eligible because they're going off the most recent tax return, the 2019. Had you got to that 2020 on file that showed you're under the threshold, you would have got to the money for the child. Remember, the threshold is $75,000 or less. It does still to pay money over $75,000, but phases it out. So there you see how you have to really focus on getting correct information. You know, it is one thing if a YouTube channel funnels out incorrect information, but it's another when you take that incorrect information and just presume you're getting the money, and then you go to July, and then you don't see the money show up, and you wonder, where's the money? Here's the problem. The federal tax return is due in a couple days. Yes, your personal tax return is due in a couple days. So you can't wait to July and not fix this, because guess what? In July, it won't be fixable. And this sort of reminds me of last year during the summer where I said, use the non-filer filing tool for some of you. It's going to close. Don't wait. Do it now. People didn't do it, and then they didn't get the money. Finally, IRS yesterday said that if you have not filed a tax return and you're missing a first, second, or third stimulus check, do the tax return right away. And they're specifically mentioning people on SSI, SSDI, Social Security, or all benefits that would normally not file a tax return. They're saying, get that tax return on file right away. Hopefully this video has been helpful for you, and I look forward to seeing you later this morning on this channel. Remember, we got great shows across the board every 2 hours. Mornings LA returns at 12 noon. At 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, then noontime at 2 p.m., followed by Afternoons LA, and then our second Afternoons LA show, Evenings LA, and LA Late Night. If you have not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. I don't want you to miss a single video across the board, and every video is different on this channel. Every video is different. There's always breaking news. You don't want to miss a video, because I don't always repeat what broke at 10 o'clock, at 2 o'clock. I don't always repeat it, so I don't want you to miss it. Because if you miss it, you may not know that big money for you. So don't miss a single video across the board. If you're not able to watch it live, they're always available to watch tape later on in the day. So subscribe. 400,000 subscribers, fastest growing community. I want you part of this family. Also, like this video, 2,000-3,000 likes. And if you've not become a member, consider becoming a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, or Calcito VIP. Stay informed, stay focused, keep on smiling, don't fret, don't worry. And always remain on point, because everything is going to go your way. And with that, stay with me, and I'll see you later this morning on Mornings LALATE. Have a great morning. The toast is toasted, the butter is buttering. I'm here, you're here. Just next time, can you bring some bacon? Have a great morning.